Do you enjoy it yet? This is automatic. It's controlled by the door. Fun. So now you understand why the handyman of the hostel was it was so important for him that I will close the door? You understand why? Still not? Keep it like 10 more minutes before we open the door? Help you understand the mechanism? Okay. No, it's not a prison. It's much worse than any prison that you ever imagined. Ever imagined. much worse. And any prison that you ever had, any of you ever imagined, much worse. And this is my life. And this is my life. And you still speak. And the tongues are still moving, and the mouths are still in action. And the tongues are still moving, and the mouths are still in action. Of course. So let's wait some more. I mean, no. Maybe an empathy will be emerged. I don't know. Maybe this requires a huge miracle, but maybe an empathy will be emerged. Maybe an empathy will be emerged. Wait 10 minutes. How? This is my life. Every day, every night, for many years. All the time. For many years. Many years. I never sleep with an open door because I'm afraid of the psychopaths. And this mechanism is controlled automatically by the closing of the door. When the door closes, it starts. All the time. All the time. This is my life. So, I mean, maybe we wait, no. Of course I feel it, but no, this is my life. So, in a way, I got used to it, even though it's endless torture, endless crucifixion. But I think that for you, maybe like a day like that closed, or maybe like a week like that, will be, maybe it will be like a generator of empathy, maybe. Humans, it's difficult to elicit empathy in the minds of humans, but who knows, maybe some empathy will be generated. You cannot be sure, it's unlikely, but maybe. You feel how fun it is? You feel the fun? This is my life. All the time. I'm under arrest, should I remind you. I cannot leave this room. Only for groceries. This is my life. All the time. And outside there are psychopath pedophiles that are always threatening my life. The door must be closed, and when it's closed, it starts automatically. There's nobody to start it right now. It starts automatically. This is my life. And still, advices are keep coming. Advice, and some more advice. Advice, and some more advice. The robot requires advice. Not enough advices have been given. Advice is needed. No, not an arm or a leg will be moved, just advices. Fun. Some empathy, some maybe like, a shred, a bit, a spoon, a vial, I don't know. A milliliter of empathy have been generated, or not yet. Humans are difficult. They were always difficult. It was always difficult, almost impossible to generate empathy within the hearts of humans. It was always very, very difficult. There was always only one way that sometimes work, not all the time, and this is the way. This was the only way since forever. There was never any other way. There was never any other way. And this way doesn't work always. You need the grace of God even for this method to work. But there was never any other way. Never any other way. The only way to have some empathy, sometimes from the heart of humans, is with a huge hammer. And it was always like that. It was always like that. This is my life. And I'm here by law, by court of law. And I cannot leave the place. And this place is rigged, so whenever I close the door, it starts. The door to my room. This is my life. No, it's not prison. No. It's much worse than any prison you ever imagined. Much worse. Much worse. Considerably worse, I would say. Considerably worse. So maybe, I don't know, some empathy was, harvested or it's still, it's still, I don't know, it's still, difficult. Still needs some more, maybe hour a day, maybe 3 days, I don't know how many. Many days are needed. Many days are needed to elicit the required, to harvest, bits of empathy from the hearts of humans. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Mm-hmm. You hear the coughing? That's part of the fun is that you always subject to this noises all around the clock. You hear how fun it is? How fun it is? The goon is now out of the room. Maybe some more torture is coming. We can never know. Maybe. Maybe some more is needed. נכון? Maybe the problem is really the עורך דין, like the lawyer. I cannot, I'm having difficulties with my, the robot is having difficulties in his trial, in criminal cases and civil cases, because he cannot, deal with the complexity of human civilization. He requires better lawyers. He doesn't understand that he requires a better lawyer that will better represent him. With his clashes with the authorities that are inevitable, because he cannot maintain himself. He doesn't have the required elasticity of mind. He's too rigid, too template thinking. Maybe that's the reason why he's still incarcerated in the cell with a door that is rigged, so when it's closed, this starts. Maybe this is the reason. Maybe we need to discuss with the Israelis. Maybe you should discuss it with the Israelis, like what to do with the robot, maybe a better lawyer or something like that. Maybe it warrants discussion with the Israelis. So they will torment him in much cooler ways once they know that you discovered this way. Maybe this requires a little more conversation with the Israelis. Maybe some more conversation is needed. Not enough conversation has been done. So please go speak about Israelis about the door, so they will know that I found out about it and you found it, so they will tell you that it does not exist and I only imagined it, and they will replace it with another cool torture. Please go and speak with them, so they will torture me even more. Please go do it. Why don't you go and do it? Because not enough empathy was harvested from your hearts? So maybe we'll keep a week like that. This is my life. It's not that I have anything else to do. And I can't keep the door open, throughout the night. I need to go to sleep sometime. And these people will most certainly steal everything during the night. Everything that I have is here. Fun, huh? The heads are so fun. The fun that they have, the heads. So fun. The American heads are so fun. Right? You understand that the purpose of this head is that the door will always be closed. That he kept awake until I closed the door. You understand it? that he only went, went into a room and went to sleep and stopped the torture, that, all the kind of threats that he had to my life, that were, we've seen it like all through this night, until I closed the door, and then, because this is his job, he's the doorkeeper. He watches the robot, of course paid by the American tremendously so for this purpose, so to see when the door is closed. And until then, torture the robot in other ways. When the door is closed, we start the cooking. Maybe it's impossible to, at least in our time, to elicit any kind of empathy in the hearts of humans. Maybe not even using this method, which was always the only possible method. It was always like that. It was always like that. It was the only possible method. You watch them coughing, you hear them, because not enough torture is being done. Not enough. Not enough. Not enough. You hear them coughing? Fun, right? The fun that they have, right? Isn't it funny? Yes, it is. So fun. And they're still advising, and they soon will speak with the Israelis about the matter. This matter wants a conversation with the Israelis, so they will treat the robot in additional ways. So please go and speak with the Israelis a little bit more, just a little more. Not enough discussion have been made. Not all the voices have been heard. They should have been heard, all the voices, before any movement of an arm or a leg is being demonstrated in this earth. All the voices should have been heard. So please, we are waiting your speech with the Israelis, your normal speech with the Israelis, we await your normal speech with the Israelis. What about it? It's like it's planned for later this week or month. I understand. So we continue this for until the discussion is over. And probably by then they will cancel this kind of torture and start immediately another kind of torture. So, but go and speak with the Israelis. It's important that all the voices will be heard. It's important not to jump too fast to. It's difficult. It's not fun. I know. It's difficult to speak. It's important not too quickly to jump to behavior which will be too hushed and too irresponsible. So we still need to exhaust all the diplomacy, not all diplomatic. Yes, it's difficult for me. It's difficult for me as well. Yes, it's all my life like that. Every hour I'm under arresting place. This is my arrest room. I'm here by court of law and I can't get out just for groceries. You do understand it? No, it's not a jail. It's much worse than any jail ever imagined by humans. Do you understand it? Or you require a dosage of empathy with even higher active ingredient? You require some more active ingredients. Okay, so that's what we have here. Right here. Yeah, we prepare the active ingredient in the drug that sometimes elicit. Sometimes it elicits empathy among humans, so we prepared another kind of like a high drug with the higher active ingredient for, maybe, who knows, maybe. It is really required like a miracle, like a grace of God of the highest level, but I believe that even such things rare they might be, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but it does require a higher dosage of empathy. So I'm working on it, right? Just a minute. I'm working on the empathy generator. Fan? Is it fan? Do you feel the fan like I feel the fan? Do you feel it? You don't feel it? Not yet? Soon you will feel the fan. I mean, from where I stand, it's already fun. It's already very fun, but maybe more active ingredients is needed. So just a second. You see the neighbor here is working on his own active ingredients, as you see. You see? You hear them? You hear the person? Because this torture is not enough, so it should be reinforced by endless cutting from the other people here. The heads that you pay for in order to torture me in the most cruel way ever imagined by humans. This is humans, and this is humans. And you're not going to stay for long in your place, I assure you. Humans are done. But please, I mean, don't stop yourself from conversing with the Israelis regarding the matter. It's a matter of great importance. It should be discussed thoroughly so they will be able to replace it with another torture device. So please go and do it. It's very important to exhaust all diplomacy options before we try to think about moving our arms or maybe legs. You like the worms, right? I mean, otherwise you would. You do understand that the Israelis control the worms in your body, but I mean, I think I understand the ancient satyrs are sacred, so I mean, like it's part of your religion not to hurt them or even not to scare them. So I mean, you let them create the worms in your body. You understand that this is literally what they do right now, and this is what they've done to you many months. They create the worms in your body with their own buttons. And they know it very well. What do they do? For many years, what they've done, up until very recently, is that they could have used my neurons, which is of tremendous efficacy, that they stole from me, to clean their bodies. But very lately, they cannot do it even then. So, actually, very lately, they started to deal with their own problems. But they're still far from being infected like you. Your situation is tremendously worse. And they do it on purpose. But of course, you can buy more of the red neurons from them. So, it's known to help in your situation with the worms. So please go ahead and buy it. I know the prices are high right now because a lot of demand and not much supply, but it's worth it. Maybe it will help you get rid of the worms that they create in your body every day. Every day, right now. But go pay some more money. But don't abandon the hope of diplomacy too early. Okay, don't abandon it. It's very important to stick to diplomacy as long as possible. Okay. Now you understand what actually creates the worm in your body? The closing of the door. It's automatic mechanism that starts this unbelievable terror that I'm subjected to all my life, including under arrest. And this is what creates it in your body. But please, don't abandon diplomacy. Don't abandon diplomacy. It's important to exhaust all kind of speech options before you want to quickly to kind of passes that it might look, wise in the beginning, but might prove to be too too harsh and too hastily done later. So please, more speech with the Israelis is required. Okay, so tell them exactly about this mechanism, so they will replace it with something even more cool, and they will torture me even more. Okay, and of course, the worms will eat everybody. Not one will stay. But the Israelis, they are sacred satyrs. You don't deal with them. You don't touch them. You don't even scare them. You just listen to the stories, and you're fine with the worms. Yeah, and of course, pay the money because they always require money for their services. So please go ahead. Please go. Please do it. It's important. It's important not to rush to any kind of a decision without proper diplomacy channels that are both, covered and public. All the diplomacy channels should be exhausted first. Exhausted. Don't worry about the worms. These are the robots. They are known to clean it. Sometimes. פרשה את המנגינה. פרשה את המנגינה. Don't rush too quickly to any kind of thing that you might regret later. Please exhaust all options of diplomacy. Okay? So I will be tortured even more by the Israelis. Not enough, I've been tortured, not enough. Maybe it happens indeed because of the neurons in his body, robots, but he does need to eat better, so he requires guidance with regards to food, and maybe take different medicine, and maybe do all sort of change his lifestyle, of course while in prison, but maybe all sort of changes in the lifestyle will help him. Maybe it's because he doesn't eat right, and more advice is needed probably. So these are, they say that they can actually supply the advice, but they need more money from you. So please pay the required money, so more advice will be sent. Or maybe he will maybe eat better, and it's maybe the warm situation will get better, but maybe not. But it's worth trying. Of course, it costs a lot of money because the right advisors should be supplied to the robot. I guess you like the sausages. You pay so much money for the Israelis to get it, and they literally create it in your body with the press of a button. But that's your decision. That's what you like. And to speak, of course, speech is really, they're true to volume. It's not that Israelis. Their main feature is the tongue. The main feature. What about your tongue, by the way? Is it still working properly, or the worm already had eaten it? If not, I'm sure it will happen soon. But don't stop the payment to the Israelis, and don't stop the diplomacy channel there. It's important to maintain communication. It's healthy, very healthy. So you want me to open the door? Okay. See, it's important that when you feel better, it will happen in a minute or so. If it hasn't already happened, it's important not to jump to conclusion and to exhaust all diplomacy channels with the Israelis. Please, set more discussions to the matter, maybe to the next week or so they will be able to supply the answers that are required to all your inquiries, and maybe even produce a valid, actionable best to correct the presumed problems that might have been found. Of course, not with them, but with me. But of course, it's the shared model of responsibility to supply the robot with the correct advice. Of course, paid advice. But so you are the ones that are paying, and they are the ones supplying the advice. And the robot is the consumer of the advices. So don't rush to action. Don't move an arm or a leg. It's then you know how things are. It's too difficult. Don't rush to any action. And what about the clones? You still need to figure out, am I this one or the other? It's very important to because it's probably so difficult to actually know who is the guy, because it's so, yes, indeed, one is a pedophile freak, stupid and cool, and one is obviously smart and educated and with good intentions and good morals. But it doesn't say much about who is the son of God, but because both options are equally feasible, and you need to approach the question with an open mind, not with the kind of the rigidity of thought that characterize religious thinkers, and that are very closed-minded. They have preconceptions, and they do not want to evaluate the empirical result like cold-minded scientific people of the intelligence community. So this should also be considered, of course. Okay, so I will stop the video so it won't be too long. But then again, later I'll start another video, maybe just immediately. So I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. And of course, I mean, don't abandon the ways of the diplomacy. Don't rush to actions. Speak with the Israelis some more. You know, maybe offer more money, so you will perhaps get help. You know, both like you have health problem. We know. So they can offer help with that, and also, of course, mentally assistance. They are good at that as well. And you know, don't run to any kind of like hastily done like action. That exhaust all diplomatic possibilities. And enjoy the warmth. I mean, much more are coming. You know, I assure you, much more. All thanks to the Israelis that you finance with such a a devotion. Enjoy.